Here at TFL, we make you a promise. You saw it here first. And this is a very unique opportunity because I get the brand new, all new 2020 Chevy Silverado heavy duty truck. And I get to drive it over 1,000 miles here from Oregon to Denver. I'll show you what it's like to be in this new heavy-duty truck on the long haul, but also I'm going to measure the fuel economy on this brand new diesel Duramax V8 and a 10-speed Allison automatic transmission. But I'm going to do something else, something we've never done before. I'm going to measure DEF, diesel exhaust fluid usage as well, and that's coming up right now. All right, I just picked up this, the 2500 heavy duty, all new truck. It's a crew cab 4x4 high country, so it's basically fully loaded. I just got it at the Redmond airport at the Redmond, Oregon, and I need to map out my route a little bit more and see if I can get to Salt Lake City tonight. Okay, about what, almost 10 hours?
Guidance will start now.
Of course, it says right there Duramax Allison, and it has a brand new 10-speed Allison automatic transmission. There's that new hood scoop, which is in the diesel, is functional. This new 6.6 liter Duramax. It actually is mostly carryover. 445 horsepower, 910 pound-feet of torque. The hood scoop has been redesigned. Here is the little outlet for debris, water, and other debris from the air intake in the hood. But the air comes through the hood here and it goes out, dumps right here into the air box. There are, actually you can kind of see, there are grill shutters here that are used for optimizing aerodynamics. There's also a camera here underneath the bow tie. But if you don't need maximum cooling, the grill shutters will actually close. Before I get to the interstate, I'm here on a 2-lane highway in the middle of Oregon. And I noticed one interesting thing. This truck is just rock solid. Look at this semi coming towards me. Usually in any other vehicle, almost, you would be buffeted. I'm going 65 and the Silverado heavy duty is just stable as a rock. I think it's a testament to the wheelbase, a little bit longer. It's still a pretty heavy truck with all the options here. The curb weight is about 8,300 pounds. I found a truck stop with a diesel pump and a DEF, diesel exhaust fluid pump, so I can top off the truck completely. I'm still in Oregon, I have a long way to go. "30 seconds waiting to top off." Done. Okay, fuel is topped off, now let's do the DEF. Alright, DEF fluid, here it comes. Okay, all topped off. The truck has a 7-gallon DEF tank and 36-gallon diesel tank. Good fuel capacity. Okay, so both trip meters are zeroed out, and then I was also going to show you the DEF gauge is showing full, and it should. The fuel gauge is showing full. Everything is full, so I'm gonna get on the road and I'm gonna follow all the speed limits, obviously. Just cruise control set, nice and easy, on the road again. this truck has lane departure warning, and it also tells me if there's a car ahead of me, and I can set the gap distance, the warning distance between these three different distances. But this truck does not have adaptive cruise control, which is a little strange. GM says and Chevrolet says that it's coming soon, but they're just, for 2020, the first trucks don't have it yet. No big deal, the truck is riding really smooth. The independent front suspension, which is still on this truck, is working well. Even though this is a heavy truck with a gross vehicle weight rating of 11,350 pounds, riding empty right now, it just feels almost like a half ton. Yes, there are certain bumps where you're like, oh yeah, it's a heavy duty truck, but in general, it just feels really comfortable. The seats are nice, so I can just chill and rack up some miles. By the way, this truck is brand new and it has 654 miles, so it's not completely broken in. Ideally, you would want, well, for braking period, technically it's about 1,000 miles, but to really get the engine into its groove, especially a big diesel, you need several thousand miles on it, maybe an oil change, and then it will hit its stride. But we test all of our new trucks this way. They usually come with about 1,000 miles on them, so it's comparable to what we've done in the past. Here's a quick look at this top-of-the-line High Country model. This is one of the few that has the bow tie on the grill. Many of the other 2020 trucks for Chevrolet now spell out Chevrolet on the front grille, and I kind of like the custom look with a monochromatic look. But this High Country actually does not have a lot of chrome, which I like. 20-inch chromed out wheels with Goodyear Wrangler Trail Runner all-terrain tires. These are not Duratrax, but still they're fairly aggressive off-road-like tires. This particular model has the, of course, these optional running boards, which are very neat, and this unique feature for 2020, which is a side bed step to let you reach into this short bed. But it's not really short anymore. The short bed option for the heavy duty truck is now 6 feet 10 inches. It's actually pretty giant. Here in the bed there are a few clever features. First of all, there's a grab handle here on the top of the tailgate. Of course, there is a camera down here, and it's a power down, power up tailgate. The bed is very unique because its walls are similar to the light duty, are all the way to the outside. It has a class-leading cargo volume, and of course you can actually put your boards, dividers. If you carry like 2x4s or 2x6s, you can kind of divide your bed up in separate sections. So it's a pretty versatile bed. Each corner has 3 tie downs, and of course you can add more tie downs as you wish. This is a bigger cab. The interior layout reminds me a lot of the light duty truck, the new light duty trucks. This is your mode button. There's only a couple of modes here in this big High Country: normal, off-road, and tow haul. Up here there is USB-C, regular USB connector, 12 volt, and a 110 power outlets. Here in the center console there are USB-C, USB, auxiliary jack, double glove box here. Here in the door cards, there's at least 2 spots for your bottles, cup holders. In the center, 2 more. And of course, in the front here, if you combine the doors and the center, there's 6 cup holders. In the back, this is now a longer cab, lots of legroom. Here there's a center armrest. 2 cup holders here. Behind the seats, on each side, there's hidden storage compartments similar to the light duty. Of course, these seats also fold up and down. You have heated seats, USB-C, USB connector, and 12 volt. If you count the 2 cup holders here, 2 here, that's 4, and at least 1 here, so 6 more. So overall 12 cup holders and lots of space to put your stuff. Up here there's also cutout in the ceiling for great headroom here in the back. Oh yeah, one final thing I wanted to show you. It's the rear camera mirror. Also available here. Zoom out, zoom in. A little bit up, a little bit down. Of course you can adjust its brightness too. And up here, I don't know if you could see that. There's also a heads-up display. Here's a heads-up display adjustment. Info. You can make it higher or lower. Boom. I just got on to Interstate 84, and it's a major road, and the speed limit increased from 65 where I was at on the side highways to 80. So I set my cruise control to 80. Let me show you. Boom, right there. And I wanted to show you some gauges and some stats, some of the current state of the truck. So my tire pressures look normal. They're all green right now. Filter is great, brakes are great. Here's a little bit of a taste of the fuel economy. Transmission's been rock solid, shifting smoothly. I don't even know what gear I'm in because Chevrolet doesn't tell me, but I think I'm in 10th. At 80 miles an hour, I'm churning, what is it, like 1700 RPM? So I'm at peak torque. I've went 150 miles. It's telling me I have about 544 miles left. So calculated range of this truck is about 700 miles. All right, I made it to my night stop. It's in Ogden, Utah, actually. A little bit, about 30 miles away from Salt Lake. And the truck is great so far. It's been a fairly easygoing experience. I'll tell you more about a couple of things I don't like tomorrow morning. But for now, I gotta rest. All right, here's the beast. It's time for day number 2, and actually to get back to home base. Here are a couple of things I noticed about this truck that I don't really like. First of all, it's the maneuverability. In the parking lot like this, this truck is now so big and the wheelbase is so big, it's a little bit difficult to get it turned around. Also, the passenger side has a bit of a blind spot. When trailering, this truck allows you to use a lot more cameras. For example, the transparent trailer behind you. When you enable your blinker, you can actually see what's on your side. Yes, I can hit the button and I can see the front camera and the 360, but it disappears after about 7 seconds. But those are my only 2 gripes: maneuverability and visibility on the passenger side. Navigation.
Directions to where?
Fuel stop.
Getting directions to fuel stop.
Okay, so for my first fuel stop, I'm here in Morgan, Utah. I went almost 522 miles yesterday to get here, and I have about almost another 500 miles left to go. I'm not gonna do DEF yet. And you might be wondering, why measure DEF fluid usage? Well, if the system is actually nice and efficient and the emissions are really good, there should not be a lot of DEF fluid usage. But if the system is counteracting, injecting a lot of that fluid into the system to clean it, then you know your engine maybe is working too hard. So that's why we're trying to measure the DEF fluid usage as well. Okay, 30 seconds. And then we will top off. All right, it's all topped off. A little bit of rain here in Wyoming. I just wanted to make one comment about the windshield and the wipers. First of all, the windshield is a little bit raked for aerodynamics, which is good. And the wipers and the windshield washer sprayers are just great. That's all good, but how much does this truck cost? For 2020, the 2500 High Country Crew Cab starts around $63,000. The diesel, the 6.6 liter, plus the 10-speed Allison automatic transmission, that's around $9,900. So it's actually comparable pricing to the previous generation. So now you're talking about, what, $73,000. I can see my truck stop. Oh boy, it's been a long road. Now I have to find my truck island to find my diesel and DEF fluid. Nice. Yes. Okay, so the second leg I went 450.7 miles, 21.4 it's showing. But the most important number is this. This is the total trip. 972.6 miles, 20.4 MPG according to the truck. Total time is almost 15 hours. Okay, it's the moment of truth. I need to fill up with diesel and DEF fluid. By the way, the DEF fluid and the diesel right here, I'm near Loveland, Colorado. It's about the same price. What, about $3.03 for diesel? And the DEF is not showing, but it's about $2.92. Almost $3 for DEF. Of course, you need a lot less DEF fluid in a diesel truck than you do fuel. Still, about the same cost. Okay, 30 seconds, and then I'm gonna top off. All right. Okay, for the second fill up, 21.974 gallons. Okay, now the DEF fluid. All right, let's see. Okay, wait 30 seconds once again. There we go. Almost a gallon of DEF. That's interesting. The gauge itself on the truck, the DEF gauge, was showing as if almost no DEF was used, but we used 0.96 of a gallon according to the pump. Total distance, 972.6 miles. Divide by 48,956 gallons. Equals 19.9 if you round it, so almost 20. The computer is showing 20.4. It's close. It's also a good result. I mean, I don't have a lot to compare this against, but 20 MPG on the highway almost in a big truck like this at highway speed is huge. Finally, let's do the DEF calculation. So same distance, 972.6 divide by 0.961. So that's about 1,012 miles per gallon of DEF, and this is a 7-gallon DEF tank. So perhaps on the highway you could do empty about 7,000 miles according to my test. So guys, I think that's a very interesting result. 19.9 MPG over 1,000 miles approximately, and about what, 1,000 miles on a gallon of DEF fluid. We're gonna have to do more of these and compare against other brand new heavy duty trucks. And go back to tfltruck.com for more news, views, and real world heavy duty truck, road trip, long haul reviews.